An improbable diplomatic victory for President Donald Trump, joined by the Prime Minister of Israel and the foreign ministers of Bahrain and the U.A.E. to seal the agreement known as the Abraham Accords that they believe will advance peace in the region.
After decades of division and conflict, we mark the dawn of a new Middle East. Thanks to the great courage of the leaders of these three countries, we take a major stride toward a future in which people of all faiths and backgrounds live together in peace and prosperity. Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain will establish embassies, exchange ambassadors, and begin to cooperate and work together so strongly to cooperate as partners across the broad range of sectors, from tourism to trade and healthcare to security.
Less than 50 days before Election Day, the Accords are likely a welcome boost for President Trump, especially among pro-Israel evangelical Christians, who are a key part of his political base, with the Israeli premier praising what he called the expansion of the circle of peace.
This day is a pivot of history. It heralds a new dawn of peace. For thousands of years, the Jewish people have prayed for peace. For decades, the Jewish state has prayed for peace. And this is why today we're filled with such profound gratitude. I am grateful to you, President Trump, for your decisive leadership. You have unequivocally stood by Israel's side. You have boldly confronted the tyrants of Tehran. You've proposed a realistic vision for peace between Israel and the Palestinians.
The two Arab nations pointed to the move as giving hope to the region and the world.
In our faith, we say, "O God, you are peace, and from you comes peace." The search for peace is an innate principle, yet principles are effectively realized when they are transformed into action. Today, we are already witnessing a change in the heart of the Middle East, a change that will send hope around the world.
Today's declaration was made possible by the vision, courage, and commitment of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, who, supported by the people of Bahrain, has protected, institutionalized, and enhanced Bahrain's centuries-old spirit of coexistence and harmony, and has the wisdom to recognize that genuine cooperation is the most effective means to achieve peace and to safeguard legitimate rights.
The United Nations was asked to weigh in on the deal cemented in Washington.
It's been very clear that he hopes these agreements will enable the Palestinians and the Israelis to renew negotiations. He also hopes, obviously, will be a new opportunity to develop regional stability in the Gulf. And I would also refer you to the statements he's made about the issue related to annexation.
The Palestinian leadership has denounced the deal as a betrayal of Jerusalem, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and more broadly, the Palestinian cause. Despite efforts from Washington, the biggest Gulf power and the world's largest oil exporter, Saudi Arabia, has indicated it is not ready to join the Accords, despite President Trump expressing an optimistic view that 5 or 6 more countries, including the Palestinians, will join peace efforts with Israel, promising further announcements soon. Sherman Ricepiece, SABC News, New York.